Welcome to Modern Domestics' virtual Bernina machine owner class. I'm Erica, and in part 8, we'll talk about cleaning and oiling your machine. One of the most important parts of maintaining your machine is proper cleaning and oiling. I'm going to walk you through how to do this, but you can also find complete instructions for your specific model in your machine's manual. Bernina recommends that you clean and oil every other bobbin or every 3 to 4 hours of actual sewing time. If you notice your machine is sounding louder than usual, then it's usually a good indication that it's time to clean and oil. It's also recommended that you change your needle every 4 to 6 hours of sewing time. If you hear a popping sound when you sew, that's a sign that your needle is dull. Needles wear out over time, and this is one of the cheapest and easiest ways to maintain your machine. Definitely resist the urge to blow into your machine when you're cleaning it. Instead, use a brush or vacuum to pull debris out. Blowing into your machine lets moisture get in, and that can do damage to your metal parts. If your machine has an automatic thread cutter, make sure to clean it frequently. Keeping the thread cutter clean and free of lint and thread tails is vital to the maintenance of the machine. Let's get into more detail about cleaning and oiling your machines. So we'll start with the 3 series machines. And you can begin by wiping the outside of the machine with a soft, damp cloth if it needs it. Then turn off the machine for safety. Go ahead and remove the presser foot and the needle, and then remove the stitch plate. And you're going to want to use a brush to brush off on the underside of the stitch plate and then underneath it as well. You can use tweezers to grab any stuck threads if you need to. Next, you're going to open the bobbin cover and remove the bobbin case. So you're going to push the release lever to the left to disengage the hook race cover, and then let down the black hook race cover and remove the hook. And then you can clean the hook race with a soft cloth. Then you're going to place 1 or 2 drops of oil in the hook race so you can see on the video the proper place to do that. Use the oil that your machine came with instead of a generic oil because it's the right viscosity for your machine. Then go ahead and put the hook back in, close the hook race cover, and make sure the release lever snaps into place. Turn the hand wheel to check that things are working the way that they're supposed to be. And then you can put your stitch plate back on, put your needle back in. This is a good time to change to a fresh needle. And you can put your presser foot on. And then you're going to turn the machine back on and let it run for a short period of time without the thread in it so that the oil has a chance to distribute. This will make sure oil doesn't end up on your project. Then go ahead and put the bobbin case back in, and you can close the bobbin case door, and now your machine is cleaned and oiled and you're ready to sew. Now let's talk about cleaning and oiling the 4, 5, and 7 series machines. So for those, you can start by wiping down the exterior of the machine with a soft damp cloth if it needs it. And then you're going to go ahead and remove your presser foot and take the needle off, and you can use the needle removal tool that came with your machine to do that. And then you're going to go ahead and remove your stitch plate. Open the bobbin door and remove the bobbin case, and then press the release lever to the left in order to remove the hook. And you're going to clean the hook race and feed dogs with a brush to remove any lint that's built up in there. And you can use tweezers if any threads are stuck. Your setup menu has an oiling tutorial built in, so go ahead and click on the oil can icon and you'll see an animation of the oiling process showing you exactly where to place your oil. You're going to place 1 drop of Bernina oil onto the hook race and then fill both reservoirs of the bobbin case with oil until it feels damp. This should only take 1 or 2 drops of oil to accomplish this. Don't place any oil in the oil depot under the stitch plate because this could result in too much oil and get onto your fabric. You also need to clean the thread catcher, but I'll talk about that more in a moment. Next, you're going to reinstall the hook, and you want to make sure that the hole in the hook is positioned over the gray circle. This will ensure that your hook is going in the right way. Next, you're going to close the hook race cover and make sure that the release lever engages, and then close your bobbin case door. You're going to put your stitch plate back on, and then now's a good time to put in a fresh needle. Put your presser foot back on. You're going to turn the machine on, and then now's a good time to go ahead and sew with no thread. This is going to help distribute the oil. And you can deactivate your thread sensors in your setup program so that your machine doesn't keep telling you that you're unthreaded. And now you are cleaned and oiled and you're ready to sew. Now let's move on to the 8 series machines. So with the 8 series, just like with the other machines, you can start by wiping the exterior with a soft damp cloth if it needs it. And then you're going to remove your presser foot and you're going to use the tool that came with the machine in order to remove your needle. Now that you've got your needle off, you're going to take off your stitch plate. And here you can use a brush and or tweezers if you need them in order to get any loose threads and remove any lint. Now you're going to open the bobbin door. Wait for the machine to present the bobbin and you can go ahead and take the bobbin out. Now you're going to clean the hook race with a brush. Make sure to get any lint and any extra loose threads. Unlike on other Bernina machines, you're not going to remove the hook race from your machine to clean and oil it. To get the machine ready for oil, hold the bobbin retainer and turn the hand wheel until the hook race appears. And then you're going to apply a small amount of oil in the hook race. A drop or two should do it, and you can see on the video where to put it. Once you've done that, you can reinsert the stitch plate. This is a good time to put in a fresh needle. And then you're going to put your presser foot back on. Once that's done, you can insert a bobbin and close the bobbin case door. Next, you'll briefly sew without thread in order to distribute the oil so that it doesn't end up on your project. Once you've done that, now you're ready to sew. For machines with a thread cutter, which Bernina sometimes calls a thread catcher, frequent cleaning is imperative. Make sure you remove your needle, presser foot, and stitch plate before you begin. And then you're going to navigate to the thread cutter menu. So go to Setup and then select the machine icon, then the wrench, and then the brush. And you'll get to the Cleaning the Thread Cutter menu, which is interactive. Select Move Thread Cutter Out. You'll hear a beep, and then you'll push the thread cutter button on your machine, and you'll see the cutter move to the right so that the threads can be easily removed with some tweezers. Once it's all clean, select the Move Thread Cutter In link and push the thread cutter button on your machine again. And this will move the thread cutter back to the left so that it's ready to go when you start to sew. And you can put on your stitch plate and your needle and your presser foot, and now you're ready to go. Congratulations! You've successfully completed the Meet Your Machine virtual class. Hopefully you're feeling much more comfortable and confident with your Bernina machine. If you have questions regarding the information we've covered in this class, you're welcome to join one of our Q&A Zoom meetings where you can talk to one of our fabulous instructors. If you have questions about material not covered in this class, say regarding embroidery or other advanced features on your machine, make sure to take advantage of the detailed Bernina workbooks on the Machine Resource Guide page on our website, moderndomesticpdx.com. Check back here frequently for additional video content to help support you in your Bernina machine knowledge journey. Thank you so much for joining us.